Hey everybody, it's your bro Luke Feast, back at you with another video. Today, I'm going to get into some creative writing tips. I love creative writing. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, just making stories on paper and just creating, just something about creating stories that really inspires me. In this video, I'm going to get into 3 main points of what makes an awesome story. I'm going to talk about making good characters, making a consistent storyline, and making a good theme for your story. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this video. I'm not using my green screen this time, I kind of want to change it up. So the first main point I'm going to get into is making good characters. A great way to make good characters is to observe people in real life. I've done that with Story of Trey. The characters are mostly based off of real people. Mr. Bird character is based off my old physics teacher from high school. Ethan, still a great friend of mine, is based off my old high school friend. But observe people in real life and find a little bit of your own personality that you can implement into the characters. If you're really into anime, this is a good book. The Shonen Jump Guide to Making Manga. And it talks about how they make manga in Japan and how you can make cool art or stories or manga. They interview Ashiro Oda, who is the creator of a show I really love called One Piece. Right now I'm currently on Wano. So on page 82, Oda, what's your approach to creating strong, memorable characters? And he says distinct visual traits. I create my characters. I don't want them to look kind of the same. I give Trey the spiky hair. I give Ethan the big, fat, and brown hair. I give Andy the nerdy glasses. So there's distinct visual traits on each character. So you can kind of like, okay, that's that character. When they ask him, how should I practice creating those strong characters? And that's where he says, observe people in real life, which is really helpful. Another thing that can be really helpful, is really almost kind of crucial for creating good stories, is character development. When the character deals with a problem, they can either react to it well or they can react to it bad. But from the beginning of the story, that character should go through some evolution change by the end of the story. That development should also kind of maybe work with a theme, which we'll get into later. Like maybe the character learns about friendship or the meaning of independence or whatever. Another thing is diversity, but they should also act in their own way. So each character has their own set personality. Maybe one's the smart one, Andy. Maybe one's the dumb one, Ethan. Maybe one's the moderator, Trey. Maybe one's the role model, Mr. Bird. Having good characters that work well together can not only make your story better, it'll make it way easier to write it. If each character has their own trait, then it's a lot easier to make funny jokes, to flesh out a faster and understand what the characters will do next. Maybe that character could do something because that's in his character to do that. Another thing that helps with making good characters is a foil. What is a foil? That's when 2 different characters collide with each other. Maybe one character is a pessimist and one character is an optimist. They have to work together. Foils are great because then it makes it way easier to write. Just like I said with the diversity, if you have different characters that act differently, it just flows better with your writing. That's why foils are another great thing to do with writing. Squidward and SpongeBob, on that episode Pizza Delivery, those are 2 completely different characters, but they're forced to work together, and at the end of the episode, the characters go through change and they realize that there's more to themselves than they thought there was. Now I'm going to go into creating a good storyline. Now I'm going to get onto making a storyline. The first thing I want to get into, and this is the most crucial part of making a story, is to stick to one plot. When you're making a plot and you're like, oh, that's a good idea for a plot, maybe they have to go back in time and save their friend. I don't know. But if you add something else that happens then your story is gonna just be trash. I'm sorry. Sticking to one plot is crucial because it doesn't confuse the audience. Someone who described this very well was the creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. At a college seminar, they said, "This is how you write a story."
What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word therefore or but, right? So what I'm saying is that you come up with an idea and it's like, okay, this happens, right? And then this happens. No, it should be this happens and therefore this happens. But this happens, therefore this happens.
I can put that video in the link below because I think it's a very good video for creative writing. So just remember, this happens, the plot, but then this happens, therefore this happens. Don't add a new plot into your story. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're adding a plot. Just be careful about it. When you were in school, you might have done an English class and they taught you about the introduction, the rising action, and then the falling action, the climax, and the ending. The problem with this is if you add too many rising actions, your story is gonna drag on. Another writing structure that I personally really like, and the creator of Rick and Morty and Community, Dan Harmon, admires this writing process. It's called the hero's journey. The hero's journey consists of the hero is in a comfortable position, but then something happens. So the hero must go out of his comfortable position. The hero's journey is really good for understanding where you're at in the story and just making a consistent storyline that flows. The rising action intro thing is okay, but it could drag on if you're not careful. So understanding the hero's journey is a great way to make your stories a little more organized. All writing structures kind of have the same general idea, just stick to one plot. Don't add something else. Now I'm going to get on to making a good theme. There should be a lesson or a moral inside your film. And it doesn't have to be cheesy like friendship. All good stories have themes, and that's just how it is. Even the Fallout video games have a theme, and that's war. War never changes. And it's something, themes are a great way for the audience to reflect on what they just saw. If there's a story and there's no real message, they might leave the theater or leave your content thinking, okay. But if there's a theme, a lesson they learned, or like South Park, they have so many themes in their stories. They rely on themes. Political themes, morals, like every single episode has a theme. So finding a good theme can leave the viewers reflecting on what they just saw, like I said. I feel like Movie of Trey, the theme would be friendship. To those who haven't seen Movie of Trey, I don't want to spoil it, but basically there was this scene that we almost didn't add where Trey rescues his friends, and we didn't add that till later. I wrote the script and we felt like, okay, there's something we need to add. It feels like there's no real theme here. And so my Max was all like, wait, what if they get into a falling out or something and then they have to like get back together somehow? And I'm like, well, what would be in character for that? And I'm all like, well, maybe this character gets arrested and they have to break him out. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And that whole plot created a theme of like being there for your friends. Those are the 3 points, that's all. Thank you for watching that video. We have animation tutorials, media tutorials, tunes, films, and music. So stay tuned and have a wonderful day.